This morning, Union County Public Schools will hold a special board meeting to address concerns from the state. The health department is threatening legal action against the school district unless they follow North Carolina's COVID safety guidelines. Wake Up Charlotte's Kendall Morris joins us live. And Kendall, the health department says it had productive conversations with school leaders so far.
Yes, Sarah, that's right. The state says that they are hopeful that they can avoid further legal action, but it is not clear at this time if Union County plans to reverse course on any of its current COVID-19 protocol.
The Union County Board of Education facing the threat of legal action. It comes after the board voted last week to cut back on quarantine guidelines.
I'd like to make a motion to stop sending healthy people home and that the quarantine protocols be for sick people only, and that we immediately bring our healthy people back to school and their workplace.
NCDHHS sending this letter to the Union County Board of Education Thursday, urging UCPS to adopt all recommendations in the state toolkit and at the very least to cooperate with contact tracing efforts and isolation and quarantine measures by last Friday at 5 p.m. Parents in Union County voicing concern about the change in protocol.
We really need them to look at this as a community problem and come together to fix this.
My hope is that the state health department will step in and say that for infection control and for public safety, this has to happen.
School board members say 14-day quarantines have been a hardship for families. Before cutting back on the quarantine guidelines, the district reported nearly 500 positive cases and more than 7,300 students and staff in quarantine. At the end of last week, that number down to 352 positive cases and more than 1,800 in isolation.
And the Board of Education meeting starts with a closed session at 7 a.m., followed by an open session. Live in Union County, Kendall Morris, WCNC Charlotte.
Kendall, thanks. All right, ahead of that meeting, let's go ahead and take a look at where we stand when it comes to COVID-19 by the numbers in Union County. The health department there warning comes as the virus is just not letting up in that district. Right now, 352 students and staff are COVID positive. They're spread out across 53 different schools, and that's having a ripple effect in classrooms across the county. Over 1,800 students and staff are currently in quarantine. Now, for some context here, that number is down from about 7,300 just 1 week ago. Keep in mind, though, the board voted last week to end quarantine for students unless they test positive or show symptoms. It allowed thousands of students to return to school immediately, even if someone in the classroom recently tested positive.